Hi, Don Thornton, and we're going to talk about tax deed sales. Now, I know a lot of investors that do this that focus on tax deed sales. As always, my brand is a street guy. My my two Facebook groups are Street Real Estate Investing Techniques, or Street RE Tech, techniques are investing Florida only. And I only teach what I know. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going to share my experience, my review about tax deed sales. Now, listen, anytime you have something that indicates a homeowner is not paying something that he or she is required to do, that is a sign that there is a distress situation going on. So, from that point of view, I feel like it's worth contacting people about that. So, my view would be if I go through a list and I see that there are people that have not foreclosure, that they're behind their taxes. Okay, that would mean that there's a chance that there's something else. There's an overall problem that would cause them to want to sell their property at a discount. So, from a marketing point of view, I think it's a good strategy. As an investing point of view, from an investing point of view, I don't think so. And I'll share my experience. So, but let's talk about how it works first of all. So basically, the way it works is that if somebody doesn't pay their taxes, then the county will do a tax certificate sale. And what that means is the county is going to offer an incentive to whoever brings the money in to make the taxes current, and people bid on the amount of interest they want to get. The person with the lowest interest will win the bid. So it's not like you can go in there and think to yourself, okay, I'm going to get 15% for 2 years over my money. It doesn't work that way. It's like the bizarro world of investing. Instead of the interest being driven up, it's actually driven down. So let's say that, for example, that somebody on 123 Main Street, they haven't paid their taxes, and it goes for a tax certificate sale, and then someone buys it. Joe Schmo buys the certificate, and he's going to get paid 3% for his money. So that's going to sit there. And so if the homeowner wants to get rid of that tax certificate to avoid an eventual auction, then he or she will have to pay the amount plus the 3%. Okay, that's how it works. Now, if the lien is not paid off in 2 years, then the guy who owns the certificate can say, okay, I want to do a public auction. So there are a lot of gurus out there that say, hey, you can buy a house for, you can get this house for $15 or $3,000, get you a $150,000 house. Well, that's not really not the way it works. It's a lot of hype, typical guru bullshit, as they say. Sorry for my language. But so what happens is that the owner of the tax certificate can force a public auction. So that means anybody can bid on it. And so when you have a lot of people bidding, that drives the price up, which means that you're not going to get a very good deal. So that's been my experience with tax deed sales. Here's the problem. Again, another problem that you have in general is that you have to do your due diligence. Okay. And it's the same problem you have with a foreclosure auction, is that you can't get in to see the property until you own it, right? And so a lot of people live there, or there's tenants, or it's vacant and you have no way getting in. Maybe the house is, you got drapes everywhere or blinds. You can't look in. So the problem again is that you are completely blind when it comes to knowing the condition of the property. I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. So for me, the better strategy is to look at someone having tax lien against them as a sign that they're in distress and that something else is going on, and perhaps they would be willing to sell their property at a at a discount. But use it. I say use it as a starting point in your marketing and your prospecting, but don't go in there and try to buy a tax lien. I don't think it's good business. There are people that will do that, of course, just like there's people that will do foreclosure auctions. And if you're experienced at it, and you've been doing it and you know all the ins and outs, then I guess go for it. Personally, I think if you're a beginner investor, I would stay away from them. I just think there's too much risk. And so, but like, look, for example, if you want to do it, I mean, it's all done online now. Like in Orange County, just go to realauction.com, click on that, and you just register. And they got their auction calendar here, and they have tax deed sales, every Thursday, right? So but again, you would have to go there and check out every single piece of property. So you see and these are the properties that are out there. Now, you can go in here and do all this due diligence, and you're ready to make a bid, and then someone comes in and or someone reinstates it, like the day of the auction. So you done all that work for nothing. Again, it's a lot of work, a lot of risk, and I wouldn't do it. But this is how you would do it. So I'm not going to go into the intricacies of okay, do this, and that. I would train that, in my group as just an overall review of whether it's a viable strategy. Yes and no, like I said. To wrap it up, use it as a sign that they're in distress, but I would not tie my money up for 2 years, and I would not bid on property that I can't get in and look at myself. Okay, that's just how I feel. Thanks.